All right, here we are with Luke to chat a little bit about the Monday Nighter. Jets lose. Aaron Rodgers plays. He makes it through the entire game. No injuries. Overall, you were actually pretty impressed with him.
Yeah, I thought the arm looked good, especially coming off the Achilles. I thought he moved well in the pocket. I didn't see him laboring at all in his movement. He does like to extend plays.
Yep.
His arm is still electric.
Yep.
The chemistry between him and Garrett Wilson, I think, is going to continue to grow. So was it a storybook night for him? No. Was the stat line great? No. But you look at some of the plays he made, especially early in that first quarter on this drive, and you can see the smile. He's starting to get into the rhythm of things. And if you're a Jets fan and you watch this game, that one drive alone was better than anything your offense did the entire last season. So there's room for hope.
Having said that,
yes,
you're held to 19 points in the game. Rodgers intercepted in the second half. Would you be surprised if there's a little frustration? Because this Jets team, there's so much potential there,
yes,
right? It seems like there's just a few things they've got to clean up.
Definitely. And it started early today with some mistakes. And they played arguably the best team in the NFL,
Right.
The NFC champions last year. So you got to acknowledge that. But I think the Jets in that locker room, they feel like they're a playoff team, a team that's going to have the ability to make a run. And they've got to clean some of these things up early. Again, 3rd and 3, Allen Lazard dropped. This is the first drive of the game. That one stings a little bit, kind of stops you from rolling. You get the ball back, defense gets a stop. It's the first play, and we fumble. And you got to tip your hat again to Fred Warner here. That guy's the best linebacker in the game.
He's awesome.
But you can't really make these mistakes against this Niners team. And then again, Aaron here, at this point, they're down a bit. Probably trying to force a little bit.
Sure.
He's a little bit off, throws a pick. Those type of plays when you're playing the San Francisco 49ers are going to result in a beatdown like you just took. But I do think, take the stats out of it. You watch Aaron, you see the arm, you see what they did, and I can understand why there's a lot of buzz about this Jets team.
Let's talk about the buzz. You said it. A lot of Jets fans feel this team could make the playoffs. Are you in that boat? Do you feel like they're a playoff team for the first time since 2010?
I know
really?
That's a hot take.
Yeah.
But I do think that they're going to win a lot of games this year. I think that the Niners played tremendous tonight.
Yeah.
It was at home. Jets, long road trip. Aaron's going to continue to get better. Obviously, he has to stay healthy, but I was very impressed with how he moved around. I think that him and Garrett Wilson are going to keep going. Another guy that I look for was Mike Williams. If you're watching the game today, they said he was on a snap count because of his ACL injury last year. I think Mike Williams is a tremendous receiver. So all of a sudden now, you got Allen Lazard, who caught a bunch of balls today, Garrett Wilson, Mike Williams, and you still got Breece Hall. The run game needs to be better. And you're not playing the San Francisco 49ers every single week. I think this is a great football team.
Okay. Laura Rutledge was on the sidelines, and she's hanging out with Brock Purdy. Let's hear what Brock had to say.
Brock, we know how important Christian McCaffrey is to this offense. What does it say about your side of the ball that you could get the win tonight without him?
Yeah, obviously what Christian can do for us, running the ball, catching the ball, a lot of our stuff is revolved around him. So for, J.P. Mason to jump in and do his thing and run, and then our pass game to do what we do with Debo and George and all the guys, we got a good team and a good squad. So just need Christian to get healthy and get him back out here.
You know a thing or two about maybe being overlooked a little bit and not valued for who you are. What we saw tonight from Mason, to have that opportunity on this stage, what do you think it means?
It's huge. It's not easy coming out here, first game of the season, Monday Night Football. Christian McCaffrey, you got to fill those shoes. And for him to come out here, man, trusting the guys around him, and then just put his pads down and run, man, we all got his back. So,
what impressed you tonight about Kyle Shanahan's creativity with this offense?
I think everything just tied together. We ran the ball well, and when you can run the ball well, it opens up the pass game and play action. And then obviously our defense gave us great field position. So it's a team game, man, and we just got a great team.
I know it's a long season. You guys obviously have great aspirations to get back to the Super Bowl and win it this time. What did this win do as part of that journey?
It's step one. We got to take it 1 week at a time. We got so many good teams ahead. Every Sunday is a challenge. If you think too far ahead and just try to think Super Bowl, you're going to miss out and slip up. So we all know that, and we just got to take it one day at a time.
Thanks, Brock.
Thank you, guys. God bless.
And, Laura asking about Christian McCaffrey, also Brandon Ayuk, the long holdout. He looked a little rusty. Trent Williams held out all of camp. He played almost the whole game. He's 36 years old. Joe and Troy were talking about it. The guy's an absolute monster at 36, future Hall of Famer. This team looks unbelievable, and yet they're not even at full strength right now. That's what's truly incredible.
I agree, Jay. Again, I was one of those guys in that camp. Like, there's a lot of question marks. There's a lot of locker room drama going on, contract drama. And boy, did they silence the haters. I mean, it couldn't have got much better. And theoretically, their best offensive player wasn't even dressed. And you look at what happened, and you got to start with Brock Purdy. This guy, call him whatever you want, game manager, dynamic quarterback. I don't really care. He is operating at an elite level. And you saw the play to Kittle there. I love this. This is, hey, I'm coming up. We had established the run game. We're going to get our guy Juszczyk a nice out and up against cover 3. And he just continued to deliver the ball to his different playmakers, and Debo was everywhere tonight. So I watched this game, and you're like, how did they do this without CMC? Well, it starts with Brock Purdy to me. He's not sitting here forcing any footballs. He's not sitting here at the line of scrimmage not sure what to do. He looks calm. He looks cool. He's poised back there, and he delivers it. Debo is all over the place tonight. Kittle made some big plays. Juszczyk was in there balling.
I mean,
Juwan Jennings had 64 yards.
But this is the problem with this team, and again, Joe and Troy talked about it. The Purdy contract is looming.
It's going to ruin a lot of things.
It's going to ruin things, and so that's why there might be more pressure on Kyle Shanahan and the Niners than any other team in the NFL this year with this last year of that Purdy contract.
There is. This team is now, they had the ability. Obviously, Kansas City has stymied them a bit, which is tough, but they have the talent and the ability and the coaching to be a dynasty, and that window has now passed them by. They can thank Patrick Mahomes for that. But this, to me, is probably their last chance with this amount of depth on a team.
Yeah.
When you've got a guy like CMC, and I do think that they'll pay Brock in the offseason, you're still going to win a ton of football games, but we're not going to be coming on here saying, hey, look at Kittle, look at Debo, look at Ayuk's eventually going to have a big game this year.
Yeah.
It's more so going to be, hey, here are our best 3 players, and they've got to kind of carry the load week in and week out.